thing on?
Yes, it's on!
Here's your outgoing student president with an important announcement.
Thank you, Vice Principal Ziegler. In the last week of my presidency, I wish to remind everyone that this is Combination Lock Awareness Day. If your locker lock is grimy and dirty and slimy, polish it up a bit and make it nice and shiny.
Yo, get down! Get down!
I have a theory that forcing someone to be student body president is the oldest form of torture known to man.
Yeah. Remember freshen up your gym bag with a squirt of lime week?
And puff your cheeks out to show how much you love your school week?
Being president couldn't be more embarrassing if you had to do it naked. What normal kid wants a job where all you do is humiliate yourself?
Pelswick, are you voting for me?
Absolutely. And let me say, I think you'll make a great school president.
Hi, Julie.
Great poster.
Thanks, Sandra.
I just want to say, even though we're competing for the same job, I know silly politics will never interfere with our abiding friendship.
I feel the same way.
So you'll wear one of my buttons?
Of course, I won't wear one of your stupid buttons. Well, fine. Be that way, you stuck-up cow.
This spaghetti, doesn't have any taste.
Goon, that's because you're sucking it up your nose.
Oh. That's better.
Based on my admittedly small statistical sampling, Sandra and Julie are running neck and neck.
How many kids, you ask?
You and Goon?
You're voting for Sandra Scottle?
Come on, Pelswick. I have to vote for my own sister.
Goon, you don't have a sister.
She faked this picture? No wonder she missed breakfast this morning.
Open your eyes! Don't be a droopy head! A vote for Julie is a vote for a poopy head! Yay!
Why would anyone use dirty tricks to campaign for the world's worst job? I know what I'd do if I was voted student president.
Hooray!
Hey! Smellswick! You got something against dirty tricks? 'Cause that's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Next to dirty underwear, apparently.
Hey! These were fresh last month. Look over there! Yeah! You fell for that again! Hope you didn't want your dessert.
And I hope you're not allergic to mustard.
Actually, I don't understand you, Pelswick. You think student politics is a crock, but you're supporting Julie for president?
I can't exactly explain it myself, Ace. It's what she wants.
Pelswick Eggert, you swine! You turncoat! You sneaky, slimy, underhanded Benedict Arnold, you!
Hi, Julie.
You told me you supported me for president.
I do.
Then how come you're running yourself? Ah!
My friends couldn't have nominated me. They wouldn't do this to me. Why are you dressed like that?
Imagine how embarrassed I was to discover I'd worn my mustard-covered suit to work. Luckily, I found this in the theater arts room. Here we are. Nominated by Boyd Scalarzo.
Boyd? But I don't want the job.
We don't always get what we want. I have to drive home tonight dressed as the Sugar Plum Fairy. Think about that. This is fun, though. Whee! Whee! I'm the Sugar Plum Fairy. Whee!
I'm proud of you, kid. You'll make a great student president.
But I don't want to be. Gram, is your hearing aid turned off?
Sorry, I can't hear you. I took out my hearing aid, so I didn't have to hear myself scream when I pulled off a bandage. Now I can't remember where I put it. Give me that, you grinning dust mop.
Once I've finished off all the mice, then I'll eat the people.
Oh, I wish I'd been school president, but I was too busy with the football team.
You were a cheerleader?
Cheerleader, my hairy bunions. I was a fullback. Hut, 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 hut. Oh, booyah!
Smile!
Gah!
I'm covering your school election for my civics class. Plus, Sandra Scottle offered me big bucks for photos of Julie doing anything embarrassing. Do you know where she usually goes to pick her nose?
Hiya! Sorry about the threads. I had this great Sugar Plum Fairy outfit, but some dude covered in mustard swiped it. Something wrong? Besides every answer on my guardian angel exam?
Boyd suckered me into a school election, Julie's angry at me, Gram can't hear me, and I'm flashbulb blind.
You need one of my famous anecdotes.
Could I just trade it in for about a stomach flu?
There was this guardian angel Barry, who woke up on the morning of the angel office party and dance with a zit on his forehead the size of a Christmas light. Ah! Barry was bummed. If he skipped the party, he'd miss all the fun. I'm talking door prizes, the three-winged race, hawking loogies off of clouds on the ball guys. Hey! Most of all, Barry wanted to be picked Prince of the Dance by the beautiful Princess Sparklegurt.
Sparklegurt?
But with this throbbing forehead, Plum, what were his chances of being chosen now?
That's it. Just 'cause I'm running doesn't mean I have to be chosen. Thanks.
I didn't finish.
My car. Where's my car?
If elected, I'll lobby for a second school nurse to care for students who faint after seeing poor test results.
I'm Pelswick Eggert. I'm running for student body president, and I don't want your vote! No, really. I'm voting for Julie Smockford, and you should too.
He sounds real honest. I'd vote for him. Glad to see you finally got into the election spirit. Have you seen my car?
I, Sandra Scottle, should be elected your president. And to prove it, here's a revealing photo of my opponent lying down eating schoolyard dirt.
You've got to believe me. As much as I'd love to spend every day after school sucking up to teachers instead of hanging with my friends, I don't want this job. I want you to be president.
I'm sorry. I'm so ashamed. I should never have doubted you.
I actually can't believe it. You hired a professional campaigner to help you win?
What?
I didn't hire anyone.
Then who's that babe handing out free candy with your picture on it?
Hang five, baby! Shoot the curve! Shoot the curve! Booyah! Hang five, baby! Vote for Pelswick.
Wow, she actually blew up the chem lab. Now you'll be elected for sure.
My life is over. My life is over not. My life is over. My life is over not. My life is over. My life is over not.
Your election's gonna get me an A. Corruption, dirty tricks, blind ambition, all in glorious color photos. Wanna see them?
Leave them in my room. I'll look at them later while I'm sobbing into my pillowcase.
Okay. See ya, Mr. Future President.
Nice catch. Congrats, I hear you have a 10% lead. That's a 70% lead in dog elections.
But I don't want to be president.
Why not?
Because you spend all your free time doing dumb, embarrassing things to promote pointless activities. Hi, I'm a prune, the fun new dessert. Eat me for better student health.
Prunes do have essential minerals, plus the mysterious vitamin wrinkly.
I don't care! I have to lose this election!
Which reminds me of Barry the Angel.
Ugh.
Zit City, right? He tries everything. Lotions, creams, a hammer. He even tries putting eyes in a hat on it to pretend it's a guy reading over his shoulder. No go. It's gonna cause this whole scandal, right? And Princess Sparklegurt will never pick him for the big dance.
That's it! I need a scandal so I don't get picked! Thank you, thank you, thank you!
That still wasn't the end. Again.
Hi, Mr. Z. What you doing?
I had to take a job selling ice cream so I could get to work. Has anyone seen my car? And would anyone like a creamy buddy?
Oh, what's that?
A victory sculpture I made you from day-old cafeteria potatoes. I got hungry and ate the flag you were waving. What are you doing?
Hot wiring the PA to make a fake announcement that'll get me thrown in detention. Or if I'm lucky, in jail.
Oh, good luck.
What's up?
I need you to get a photo of me being dragged away in disgrace by my scandalized former supporters.
No problem.
Is this thing on?
Yes, it's on!
Good morning.
Attention, this is Pelswick Eggert, hijacking your announcements. I shall now insult everyone in the school in alphabetical order. Aaron Arbuckle, your feet stink. Alice Aronson, who you kidding with that hair?
Vote for Pelswick!
What?
Booyah! Vote for Pelswick. He's your man. If he can't do it, vote for...
Graham, no! Holy cow! Vice Principal Ziegler's car's on the roof.
My car! My lovely vroom-vroomy car! If I could only prove you did this.
I didn't!
Great prank, man! I'll vote for you twice, even though you insulted my stinky feet.
Way to go, pals Wonk! You're still gonna be school president when you're in college!
Actually, according to my statistical analysis, if you subtract Julie and Sandra, you now have 99.75% of the vote.
Vote for Palswalk.
The scandal didn't ruin me. It made me a hero.
So Barry gets to the dance, right? He's tried to hide Senor Pimpel, but forget it. It's huge. It's shiny. Comes time for the princess to pick her prince. She's looking at a cloud full of identical angels, all in white with wings. Ah, that was me on the right. It was before the beard. She can't choose. Then she spots Barry at the back. There's something different about him, something she can't put her finger on, which is probably just as well. So she says, I choose him at the back with the throbbing melon-sized zit. And they boogied late into the night at the end.
That's the most bogus story I ever heard. No girl picks a guy with a yo-yo-sized zit on his face.
That's not the point. What he thought was his biggest problem turned out to be the solution to his problem. Get it?
No, I don't get it. Boyd is my problem. You think for some crazy reason he's gonna go to school and unnominate me for president?
Would you like to hear about my Aunt Gertrude and her marshmallow-sized bee sting?
My assignment. A festering stew pot of intrigue, said my teacher.
Good for you. No, really, that's great.
I need to show you something.
Unless it's a ticket to Venezuela, I'm not interested.
They could throw me out of the Little Sister Union for being nice to you like this. But here.
The problem is the solution.
Ready?
I've got to hand it to you, Boyd. You hit me where it hurts.
Thanks, Eggert. You inspired me. I used to be your ordinary bully, just beating people up. But since I can't punch a cripple...
Actually, I prefer the term permanently seated.
Whatever. I had to get creative. I had to specialize. From now on, I'm focusing my bullying on mental torture and humiliation.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Sandra and Julie, and Vice Principal Ziegler.
How come we got a vice principal, but no principal?
Well, it's time to stop clowning around and vote after we hear from our last candidate. Has anyone seen Palswick Eggert?
Palswick! Palswick! Palswick!
What a sucker!
Thanks for saving me a seat, but I brought my own. My speech is short and sweet, because I know what you want. You're kids. You're rebellious. You want to elect the guy who stole the vice principal's car.
Yeah!
You want to elect the guy who took that car and put it on the roof.
Yeah!
You want to elect Boyd Scalarzo.
Yeah!
Boyd! 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 Boyd!
I I've added his name to all the ballots. He's the obvious choice, so go out there and vote, vote, vote!
No! Don't vote for me! Ah! Come back!
Pelswick?
I know, you misunderstood my intentions, but now you see I always supported you, and you'll never doubt me again.
Well, yeah, but also, you've got a huge zit on your nose.
Guess what? Barry and Sparkle Girl are getting hitched.
Thank them for me, will ya?
Hey, you know what's good for that?
No, what?
Hiding in a really dark room.
So, Boyd won in a landslide, but he was disqualified. It was so great.
I got an A.
Julie's ruling in his place, while he spends the year cleaning the bathrooms.
That's an A?
That's wonderful, Kate, especially since in our gender-biased society, the mustache-impaired, have to work twice as hard as the bicycle crossbar endowed.
Where's Glam? When you finish gathering those acorns, vote for Pelswick! And get me a fireman. A cute one with big hairy arms and a red convertible. Honk, honk.